Look, maybe it's a good thing you're not talking to Josh anymore. I mean, if he even cared about you, would he be ignoring you now?
But that can't be it. If we were together, that means I was special to him, so he wouldn't just leave me alone. There has to be an explanation. I know he's been through some tough things in the past, so there must be some sort of pain in his life that's keeping him from me.
True romance? I thought this was really interesting. I definitely think that there are varying degrees of red flags going on in a movie like this, but also the fact that, like, no matter what her friend said to her, she was going to continue to believe that until she was confronted with it on her own, until, she had a face to face with Josh, and, she maybe didn't get the answers that she was looking for, but she did get some kind of answer. And that no matter what anybody else said, that wasn't gonna she wasn't gonna stop until she had that kind of moment. And even with him not even supplying her all the answers, which I really liked that they did kind of give that portion as well, because in life, you don't always get that kind of closure. You don't always get the answers. Sometimes things just happen, especially when it comes to relationships. And sometimes you just don't ever get that kind of, satisfaction at the end where you can, figure out what happened. So I liked that he gave her some answers, but there were some things that she still had questions about, that she still couldn't figure out why. And I think that that was good, because I feel like that's very much real life, and you don't always get to know the why. But the fact that her friend kind of stayed with her the whole time and was like, she had her doubts and expressed her doubts, but she didn't abandon her friend just because she was ignoring everything that she was saying and ignoring all of the very valid points that she was bringing up, I thought was really lovely, because at the end of the day, like, her friend was the one that was still there for her. Her friend was the one that was still in the room with her. And that kind of friendship, that kind of loyalty, I think is so important to highlight. And they always say, like, relationships will come and go, but your friendships are the ones that, like, really have the staying power to last. And I think that it's such a great way to highlight that. And like I said, there were lots of things that were questionable about this film and behaviors in this film, like mild stalking and bribery and lots of other things. But at the end of the day, like I said, I don't think that she would have listened to anything that anybody was going to say until she was confronted with that on her own. She was just not in the type of, I guess, headspace that she was able to receive any kind of input like that. So she needed to follow it through and, arrive to her own conclusions at the very end, at the very least.
This was a really sweet film. I think the just the conversations, the way they were written, it was all very charming that way. The audio quality is noticeable where it dips and it gets really quiet sometimes, and some of the scenes look like they could use just a little more attention to lighting and composition. But overall, the story is there, the characters are there, they're wonderful, and it is a quite charming film.
This was a very interesting short film. I thought, I wrote down one-sided romance because that's just how you could see it happening and unfolding. She was so desperately hanging on and wanting an explanation. One thing that didn't ring true in the script was that she said he was changing his address a lot. I don't see this person moving around to different places like that, unless he was literally lying about his address. So I thought that was a little weird. Some of the script was just a little too much exposition for me, a little wordy. I don't think everything needs to be just laid out like that. I think you can know that your audience has, the intelligence to understand what you're saying as it goes. But I thought it was a good message, good editing. I liked the pinata and how all the gifts he gave her fell out of that. That was really cool, really great idea and creative. Um, I thought that the one couple at the party was really funny. It was like they were complete opposites, and he ends up saying, you don't even like me." I just thought they were really cute, as far as a quirky couple, and characters in the film. And I wrote down stalker with a question mark because I think she was kind of a little bit of a stalker without meaning to be. And the heart at the end was a really cute idea. You know, her keeping her heart, I thought was a beautiful way to wrap it up. So, oh, one other thing I noticed was there was a surprise party this way sign. I wasn't sure if that was supposed to be funny because obviously you don't want him to know it's a surprise. There was just a few little things like that with the script that didn't make sense or didn't come across maybe the way they were intended. But overall, I liked a lot of these moments that you had, especially the heart at the end. So great job.
True romance shows the story of unrequited love, a situation of where we have these exchanging of love letters, and our main character has found themselves writing letters that are being unanswered. And as the birthday of their beloved approaches, they've gone to the means and ways to set something nice and special up for them and hopefully get a chance to be able to have a conversation that they're seeking, to get some answers as to why this person has seemed to have ghosted them despite the good moments that they have shared. And then it creates this awkward, weird dynamic of boundaries, crossing boundaries, how and where to have a conversation, what is love, what is lust, what are fleeting feelings, and having those conversations that you need to have when it comes to rejecting someone when you don't want a relationship. And how do you navigate that when you feel like you're communicating that and you're not receiving the understanding of the communication being had? So you get to see these different dynamics in play within the short film. You get to see this person navigate feeling love and also feeling that rejection, and also like wanting to I don't know, it's a really awkward party to be a part of, you know, that you got invited to and you had to like witness all of the chaos as a fly on the wall.